Hey business owners, what's up? If your business uses Jobber and you are still organizing customers manually, this workflow can save you a lot of time. This is actually a real automation I built for one of my clients in the United States. I've been working with this client for more than 6 months, and this workflow helped them organize their customers automatically inside Jobber. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Clayton and I'm a Jobber automation specialist. I help service business automate their processes, save time, and keep their operation organized using tools like Jobber and n8n. Now every customer gets the right tags automatically. That makes it much easier to filter customer, organize service areas, and find the right information whenever they need it. In my previous video, I show you how to create a Jobber app authentication with the API and configure webhooks. Today, we are taking things a step further. In this workflow, we will use the property updated webhook to automatically create client tags in two different ways. First, we will identify the customer service areas using their zip code in a Google Sheets table. Then, we will convert the properties customer fields into Jobber tags automatically. Already, let me show you how this works. Before we start building the workflow, let's quickly configure the webhook. Go to your Jobber developer, the same one we created in the previous video. Scroll all the way down to the webhook section. Before configuring anything in Jobber, create a webhook node in n8n. Set the HTTP method to post, choose a path that makes sense for your project, and copy your production URL. Now, go back to Jobber, click Add Webhooks, select the property updated event, and paste your webhook URL. If you are not sure which event you need, click the webhook documentation link. Jobber has a complete list of every available webhook event. Once everything is configured, simply save your app. Now, we need a webhook event. Instead of waiting for a real customer to update their property, let's generate one ourselves. Go to Clients inside Jobber, open any test customer, scroll down until you see the property cards. Click the edit icon and change any information inside the property details. It can be almost anything. As soon as you save it, Jobber will send a property updated webhook to n8n. Back in n8n, you will receive the payload. Inside the webhook data, we will find the item ID, which is actually the property ID we are using during the rest of the workflow. One interesting thing about Jobber is that this workflow usually sends two events almost at the same time. To avoid processes the same update twice, I'm using already as a simple lock. The first event creates a temporary key in Redis. If another event arrives immediately after, it waits a few seconds before continuing. This prevents duplicate executions and keeps the workflow much more reliable. After that, I use a simple set node to store the property ID with a clean name. Next, I load my Jobber access token from Google Sheets. I like storing my access token and refresh token there because they're easy to update whenever they expire. The next node is get property data. Here, I make a GraphQL request to Jobber using the property ID. This request returns everything I need: the customer, the zip code, and all the custom fields for that property. One important tip: inside the HTTP request node, I always enable continually using error output. API requests can fail from time to time, especially when an access token expires. If that happens, the workflow automatically loads the refresh token, generates a new access token, save it back to Google Sheets, and retries the request. Everything happens automatically without breaking the workflow. Now, let's work with the zip code. The first if node checks whether the property actually has a zip code. If it doesn't, we simply skip this part. If it does, we load a Google Sheets table that contains all of my client service areas. Each service area has its own zip code. Then, a code node compares the customer's zip code with every zip code in the spreadsheet. If a match is found, the workflow returns the correct service area. The next if node checks whether a matching zone was found. If the answer is yes, we use that service area as a new Jobber tag. Now, every customer is automatically tagged with the correct service area. That makes filtering customer much easier, especially for dispatching technicians or creating report later. Quick reminder: if your business uses Jobber and you have a manual process you'd like to automate, there's a link in the description description. Fill out the short form and tell me what you're trying to automate. I'll personally review your request and see how I can help. The second part of this workflow is even more useful. After getting the property information, I read out the custom fields returned by Jobber. Then I build a list of tags from those values. For example, if a custom field contains a product brand, equipment type, or any other important information, that values becomes a Jobber tag automatically. Next, I split that list into individual items. Then I look through each one and create every tag inside the customer's profile. The result is a customer profile that's always organized without anyone having to update tags manually. Every time someone edits the property, the tags stay synchronized automatically. That's it for today's workflow. As you can see, this isn't just a technician example. It's a real automation that's helping one of my clients save time and keep their Jobber data organized automatically. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe because I'll be sharing many more real Jobber automations and n8n workflows here on the channel. And if you are using Jobber and you'd like to automate part of your business, check out the form in the description. Tell me what you are trying to automate and I will see how I can help. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.